I think part of the reason that people are, on the one hand, terrified of bears, on the other hand, fascinated with them, I think a lot of it has to do with their size. They are a very large animal. They tend to be a little bit more curious than other types of wildlife. So if you have backyard wildlife, they might run away right away. Bears tend to kind of be curious and stick around. So that kind of fascination that people have, oh, there's a bear in my backyard, cool. On the other hand, it's a very large animal. Maybe they don't know anything about the bear behavior or whatnot, can be very frightening to people. And I think that's why it's important for people to learn about the local wildlife so that they can learn what to do and what not to do if they encounter wildlife. My name is Rebecca Barboza. I'm a wildlife biologist with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. My specialty is large mammals, so I work with bears, mountain lions, deer, bighorn sheep. Black bears inhabit most of North America. They're found in Alaska, Canada, down the west coast, down the east coast. Up until the 1920s, we had in California both American black bear and grizzly bear. By the 1920s, the grizzly bear was hunted to extinction, and from the 1920s on, black bears have been expanding their range south. The most common situation in which we see bear-human interactions are sightings, particularly around the foothill communities. Bears are constantly foraging for food. They're curious. Because our bear population is increasing, they're dispersing out into new home ranges, particularly the younger ones. There's ready sources of food. When humans directly or indirectly supply bears with food, they're going to come and take the easiest meal. So things like open trash containers or the barbecue grill that hasn't been cleaned sufficiently. Even bird feeders attract bears. Most of the interactions are not considered a threat to public safety. Again, these animals are more interested in foraging for food and leaving the area. They're not interested in interacting with people. We always recommend for people who don't want to have a lot of conflicts with bears to make sure that they keep their homes and when you're camping, your campsites free of anything that might attract a bear. Anything that might attract a bear has a scent, might be considered food. We tell people to keep their pets indoors at night, to don't leave pet foods, the water for pets outdoors. Clean those barbecue grills. If you have garbage cans, make sure that you disinfect those garbage cans every single week so they don't retain odors. Keep those garbage cans in an enclosed area until the moment that the trash pickup comes. Because the Angeles National Forest has very heavy visitation with recreational activities, the bears in the forest have even gotten an education on human foods and careless campers, careless people who aren't throwing their garbage away, etc. So it's very important when you're camping to make sure that your campsite is as bear resistant as possible. So containing anything that would have a smell, even toothpaste sometimes can attract a bear to a campsite. You can purchase bear resistant containers at any type of sporting goods stores. You can order them online. Some campgrounds throughout the state of California do have bear boxes that are actually in the campground, and we always highly recommend that those are utilized when you do have them. Camping outside of a campground, if you're backcountry, learn the proper way to string up your food. You want to make it possible so that bear, if it sees that food hanging from the tree, that it can't climb up a branch and access that food in spite of your efforts to keep it away from them. Some common mistakes that people make when they're setting up camp, when they're camping, first and foremost is leaving food out. Even during the daytime, if those bears are active and you happen to leave the camp to go to your car or whatever, they're going to be attracted to that area. At night, particularly, you want to put that food into a sealed container and into a car or some other area where that bear can't smell it or have access to it. A lot of times they can recognize what a cooler looks like and they know how to open them up. They're incredibly intelligent, and so the more that you can do to minimize that familiar item, the better. Leaving food out for bears is a big no-no, because then you will attract them into your camp. Bears are really amazing animals. They're large, they are capable of doing harm, but they do have different temperaments, and they can do some really funny things, and they can really surprise you with their antics. They really are a lot of fun to observe.